Hello, thank you for being here. Welcome to a place where we just talk about books a lot. Okay, and this week I wanted to take you on a little journey with me through my week and show you all the things I am reading, when I read, my spread. I was inspired for this video by Ruby Granger. I'll post the video she did below. I actually haven't watched it yet, but I will before I link it. But it's probably going to be great. But I saw the title and I thought, good idea. And I know people do these all the time, but hers specifically triggered a spark of inspiration, ignited a spark of inspiration in me this week. So if you want to watch her video, you can go do that. And I hope this week is not too revealing for my obsessive habits, okay? I don't want to be overwhelming. I currently have a job and a lifestyle that gives a lot of time for reading. You may not be able to tell, but currently I'm at work. And I have a lot of flexible time, which I know not everyone has. I'm not saying that every person should be reading at the volume that I'm reading. But it's fun to see how other people read. I enjoy it. This morning, which you saw before this, I was my commute to work. It's about an hour, and I usually read for most of that. And I was reading The Return of the Kings this morning. Very exciting. But now, during my first little break time at work, I like to read maybe something that's a little harder. I often have something that takes a bit more focus and energy. This is just pure delight. Read for hours. Incredible. This, which I'm going to read right now for a little bit, is harder, and I also like to read it out loud. So right now I'm alone in this room. Yeah, I'm going to read a couple cantos, I think, out loud. My voice is a little grumbly, I'm sure you can hear, so I don't know how long I'll last, but welcome to This Week with Me. It is Tuesday. It is the morning. Oh, also, actually, before I read, I want to talk about this translation. This is a new translation by Jason M. Baxter. And let me tell you, this translation is blowing my life. I've read, I guess this is the third translation that I've dabbled in, and it is so good. It is very easy to understand, but not in a way that dumbs down the poem or ruins it. It's still a true translation, but it really helps you to enter into the story and to visualize. And some of the older translations, they just take a lot more work. And I'm not saying that's not worth it. I'm still going to read those as well. But it makes this a lot more accessible. And when Dante wrote the poem, he wrote it in Italian, which at that time was like the language, it was considered a low language, like of the people. Everyone who was writing things that were scholarly or impressive, they were writing in Latin. So I think it makes sense to have it in a version that you can understand. Just like Dante wrote. He wrote it in the language of the people. Well, anyway, he only has Inferno out. It's really great. I'm very excited. He's doing the other two, I'm pretty sure, soon, I think. I'll put a link down to his website. If you order from his website, he will sign your copy when he sends it to you. So that's nice. Hello. I'm about to have a little snack, okay? But I don't want to stop reading. But I'm going to stop reading Dante's Inferno for a second because I need to read that out loud and I can't do that while I eat. So I will be reading this guy again while I eat so that I can read it in my head. I know this video is not about food, but I really wanted you to see the delicious sandwich I am about to take a bite from. Look at her. It's now the afternoon. Having a little breaky poo. And I'm back to reading Inferno. I really want to finish this today. I'm now on Canto 32 because the person who I borrowed this from, I will be seeing tonight, and I want to give it back to them. I'm very sleepy. It's past my bedtime, but I wanted to say hello. Hope you had a good day. And I'm going to read probably 2 pages of this and fall asleep. I'll see you in the morning. Little one, tell me now, how long has this been going on? Good morning. Yesterday, I didn't film anything because it was exactly the same format as the day before. I read on the bus in the morning. I read during my breaks at work, like right now. And I didn't read at all in the evening because I had stuff to do. And then I got back late and then went to bed. So I didn't read a ton. I mostly worked on Lord of the Rings yesterday, and I just finished it this morning on my commute to work and just at work, which I don't know if you can tell, but that's why I've been weeping. My eyes are a little puffy. I will insert a photo here of me crying. I was reading it out loud, which made it so much more emotional. But this, I read this this book, Lord of the Rings, once a long time ago, like maybe grade 6, and I missed so much of it. I remember I just powered through it. I didn't really get it. This time, this book spoke to my heart. I can't even talk without crying. It's just like such a beautiful picture of like restoration and like fixing things that are whole or fixing things that are broken, and just beautiful friendship and like, true virtue. And it's so good. And the ending is so bittersweet. Oh no, come on. I just finished it. It's too fresh. I can't think about it yet. But, oh gosh. What a masterpiece. And I have a deep love and appreciation even for this, even more than I did before. So, I finished that. Need to have a little bit of a breather emotionally. There's a bunch. I didn't read the appendices. There's a kind of some histories in the back, but after the very emotional ending, and then I was gonna start perusing the histories, they just were so dry that I was like, I need to revel in my feelings for a minute. I don't know if I'll read them right now. They're just sort of descriptions of the different kings and which king did what, but not in the story format like the rest of the book. So maybe I'll come back and read it when I'm in the mood, but I think we're gonna put that down for now. But next, actually first I'm gonna do some journaling, and then I think I'm going to read. Actually, I haven't quite decided yet. I need to start Much Ado About Nothing by Shakespeare. The podcast, The Literary Life, is doing this play right now, and the first couple acts, the episode for the first couple acts is out this week, and I want to listen to it. So I need to read the first couple acts in that. I also have started reading this morning for a video that I'm doing. So you'll see that in the future. So I'm not sure which one I'll read next. But currently just a little emotionally overwhelmed by the ending of Lord of the Rings. And I'm going to journal, calm my mind for a bit, and then we'll get back to it. I finished bit of journaling. I feel much more calm. So I'm going to start reading Much Ado About Nothing. We'll see how much I read. I think I'm just going to go straight into the play. There's a lot of introductory material in these editions, but I think I'm just going to go into the play, at least to start. And then maybe I'll go back and read the introduction, but we'll see how this goes. It's a little later. After my work day, I have just been reading Much Ado About Nothing on and off, and I've read the first 2 acts, which is what I was planning to do. I've also been popping into this guy every once in a while as the mood takes me. We're on page 37, and I'm going to read that, I think, for a minute. Well, yeah, I'm going to read that for a little bit. I just finished the second act of Much Ado. I'm going to read a couple of chapters in this, I think, and then see how I feel. I finished work, and I'm on my way home, just waiting for the bus. I'm just going to keep reading 47 all the way home. I'm currently at page 52. I have come home. I've arrived home. It's later in the evening. And I'm going to sit down and read some more 47. I read up until, page 98. About page 98 earlier on my way home. And I started today, and I'm kind of halfway through. It's one of those books that's just very quick. It's a kid, I don't know, for young readers. And I kind of have it in my head that I want to finish it tonight. And once I have that idea in my head that I can finish a book by the end of the day, it kind of becomes a bit of a mission. So that might take over. I do have some people coming over in a bit, so it might get interrupted, but there is always bedtime reading. I'm going to read 47 for a little bit. I read most of this evening. I'm at page 212. Yeah, I have like 20 pages left. I'm going to finish that right now before I go to sleep. If I want some more, I am going to come back to this collection of C.S. Lewis's letters, which I'm not that far in. I've been reading them. Very enjoyable. And I'll talk more about those tomorrow. But right now I am very tired. So I'm gonna read till I fall asleep. Of much fun. There were thrills I can't define. Listen, sweet, I repeat, how long has this been going on? It is Friday today. As you saw, I was reading the collected letters of C.S. Lewis on the bus this morning. I finished 47 last night and was very tired, so I went right to sleep. I didn't read any of the letters last night, but I'm back at them today. I have been reading this collection on and off for a couple of months. I am at page 334, but it doesn't feel like it's a very large volume, and I thought I would be reading it slowly for like a year, but the letters are so engaging, and I'm finding myself wanting to be immersed in this world a lot, And so it's just been a delightful experience to read these, and I don't want them to end. So I'm glad that there are 3 volumes this thickness of these letters, and I'm sure that I will get to all 3 volumes, not soon, but I'm sure I will get to them. Okay. I really love reading letters, and I haven't been reading a ton of them over the past couple years. And I thought, why the heck not? And so I picked these up. A beautiful crossover for me, C.S. Lewis and letters. And yeah, I thought they might be, I didn't know what I was going to expect, a little boring, maybe a little mundane. But I guess they are kind of mundane, but in such a beautiful way. Almost every single letter mentions a book. He is just constantly reading, and it's what like brings his spirit alive. So to hear him talk about these things, and all the different books and texts and thoughts that inspired his works that we all love, it's really fun. And I know a little bit about C.S. Lewis, so being able to see, okay, this, like the first time he comes across George MacDonald's Fantasties, for example, he like mentions it in a letter to his friend, and I'm like, I got so excited because I was like, oh, you're gonna love that. That book is gonna blow. Like, you're gonna. Anyway, I was so excited for him. make me cry. Oh, I am so deeply appreciative for C.S. Lewis and his works, and so being able to go back and look at kind of where he started in a lot of ways, and watching his thoughts progress, and watching him uncover and discover these books that I know are going to change his life, and then as a result change mine. It's just really, really exciting, and I love being able to like glimpse these this book. Like, it feels really like a gift, and not boring at all. Hello, happy Saturday. Oh, last night, I guess I'll fill you in. Since I last saw you, I read a bit more on my commute home, just more from Lewis's letters, and again a teensy bit before I went to bed, and then I fell asleep. But this morning, I've been spending the whole morning reading, which is delightful and one of my favorite things to do on a Saturday morning. So this morning I've been continuing to read Lewis's letters. I am now at page 528, which is about halfway through. They are very, very delightful. And I was reading this, and often, I mean, he references a bajillion books, but currently I'm really interested kind of in also reading about him. And so I put a couple books on hold. Well, not on hold, but I've noted where they are in the library, and I think I'm going to go pick up a couple today, or maybe one. There's like a book of photos, biographical photos by Walter Hooper, who is the same man who edited this collection of letters. And there also is Lewis's diary from like, I think 1922 to 1927, which I also want to read, but I don't know if I should just finish this first and then go get that, or maybe I actually want to own that. I don't know. I haven't decided about that one, but I will for sure pick up the one that's mostly photos today from the library. So I've been reading, mostly this morning, and then I've also been dabbling in the KJV a little bit. I've been slacking on reading this. It's just so big to carry around. But then again, I also have been managing to carry the letters around, which are really at least as big. But can I carry both of these around? That's another question. I guess I find this hard to carry around because it's not my, I guess, main book. I read a little bit from it every day. Whereas this one is like a book that I just want to read straight through for hours and hours. It's easy reading for the most part and really enjoyable. KJV takes a lot more focus, and I like to read it in smaller chunks. And so it doesn't feel like it's as much like bringing this to read like 2 pages from it for the day is a big commitment. But I should probably get back to reading more of that. Oh, sorry, and I've had my hot water bottle all morning. Very cozy over here. Whew. And that's where I'm at. I'm noticing myself starting to lose a little reading steam, which makes sense after a few hours of reading. But I've made myself a little lunch. Really kind of basic. I just had some lettuce and I put on some cold cuts and cheese and mustard and mayonnaise, and I'm gonna eat that and read a little more, I think, and then we'll see. I have some other things I need to do today, but we're not in a rush. It is quite a bit later, and I have just been spending my Saturday reading a little page of the letters and then going to do a task and then coming back and reading another letter and just kind of flitting about like that. It's been nice, but I think I want to settle down and read, I don't know, maybe 30 minutes or something, just a little thicker chunk. So I've come to my bedroom and I have a little snack, and I'll show you. I have some frozen grapes and my book, and I'm just gonna lay on my bed in the last bits of daylight today and read. It is Sunday evening, much later, but I did stop by the library today, a university library, and I got a couple books that were referenced in the Lewis letters I've been reading. Yeah, they were in footnotes, I think, is where I found these. Anyway, this is Through Joy and Beyond, also put together by Walter Hooper, and it's called A Pictorial Biography of C.S. Lewis. So it just has a lot of photos, and a lot of ones I haven't seen before. So I'm going to gander through that tonight. The other one I got is All My Road Before Me, The Diary of C.S. Lewis from 1922 to 1927. I don't know if I'll start reading this one tonight. Maybe I'll read a couple entries, but I think I might read this after I finish the first volume of letters. But I wanted to grab it tonight. I was there, and I don't think anyone else is going to want to take it out. Unfortunately. It was very dusty when I found it. Very dusty. Anyway, I'm going to look at this. I might also peruse the letters, so we'll see. Got a little drink. I'll check in before I go to bed. So I have crawled in bed now, but I'm really enjoying reading this picture book / looking at the pictures in it, and I'll probably read a couple more pages and then go to sleep because I'm sleepy. Good night, see you tomorrow. Good morning to you. Sunday morning, and I am curled up in my little corner of my couch. And I'm gonna read a little bit. I think I'm gonna read some KJV. And then I think I'm gonna power through this picture book. So I've been reading this photo biography, since yesterday evening and this morning, and it is been very enjoyable. It is so nice to see photos. I'm also reading Screw Tape, Lewis's Screw Tape letters at the moment, and there's this fabulous little sketch that Lewis did in here of, where is it? Of Screw Tape, or how he imagined Screw Tape to look. Very dignified, pointy head, also a slug. It has been really nice getting to put faces to some of the names that I've been reading about in the letters. And this is kind of a brief overview, so it kind of connects a lot of the things I'm reading or fills in some gaps in the letters. I'm really enjoying it. So I'm going to finish that quickly. I know how Columbus fell. Hello. I did indeed this afternoon finish the pictorial biography. I enjoyed every minute of that. But besides that, I dipped into this a little bit this afternoon. Just read a letter here or there. I did finally part ways from it for a second to do some editing. But honestly, I do not know when you're going to see all these videos I've been making, because I just want to read. I just want to read my books, and I do not want to go on my computer. So I'm at a bit of a stalemate on that one. But I host a reading night every Sunday night at my house, and people come over for like an hour of focused reading. And so I read this during that, and then when everyone left, I read it a bunch more, probably another hour. And now we are in bed, and we're gonna read a little bit more until I drift off into sweet slumber. That'll be my Sunday. A very good reading Sunday. Very good. Sometimes it's like only the hour of reading night that I read on Sundays. Sometimes you get busy, but today was good. Today was nice. Good morning. It is Sunday. No, it's not. It is Monday, and I have to work later, but I have gotten up and I'm doing a little reading on my little couch corner. I was reading the KJV for a little bit, and I have now moved on to, you guessed it, C.S. Lewis's letters. We are currently at page 630. Making some progress. But I do have to go to work soon now, so I am just enjoying these last few moments before I must. That was it. That was pretty much the end of my reading week. I did not read much else on Monday. Maybe a few pages in the evening. But that was it. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please like this video. Please subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. I found that filming this video, parts of it were enjoyable, but I read like frequently in little bits throughout the day. And so I found it hard to want to pick up my camera every time. So I kind of am excited to have a week where whenever I want to start reading, I can just start reading instead of filming a clip. But I did enjoy noticing my habits. I feel like it was a helpful self-reflection exercise. It'll be interesting to look back at this video in a couple of years and see how my patterns have changed or stayed the same. Anyway, I'd be interested to know what your reading life looks like when you read. Is it often? Is it in big chunks? Do you read one book start to finish, or do you read 5 books at the same time? We know I read 5 books at the same time, at least. Anyway, thank you again for watching. Thank you for being here. I hope you have a lovely day. Toodaloo, toodaloo, toodaloo. Kiss me once, then once more. What a dunce I was before. What a break, for heaven's sake. How long has it been going on?